It takes a lot for me to cry. And I'm talking about tear up, tears of joy. I'm like as happy as can be. But damn it, if this isn't one of those things where I saw this and I thought, my God, where my Minerva at? What's going on, you guys? Slim here, back in the car right before work this time. Like not even at work technically yet. But Master Rule 5, I think Farfa said it best. Where were you the day Yu-Gi-Oh was saved? I'm still trying to process this because it's absolutely amazing. I'll tell you right now, the first thing I did, I talked to Johnny. I was like, yo, we got to get our Minervas out, and it's time to play the deck again. I know everyone's made their video about it. All I can say is, you guys can tell by the title, Yu-Gi-Oh! As we remember it is back, and I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that April 1st of 2020, I know it's a little ways away, but we are going to be playing under the new Master Rule, even though it's not even called a Master Rule, whatever. We're going to be calling it Master Rule 5 as everyone else is because, you know, to us, that's what it is. But we will be able to summon Synchros, Fusion, or XYZs in any of the zones we want. Link monsters, you can still play them if you want, but they're not going to be as prevalent as they are right now. This is one of the best things I think that could have ever happened to our game. This is something that I think players have been wanting for a really long time. I feel there were two things in this game that players wanted. They wanted a fix to the links because being able, restricting all the decks people wanted to play because of links, it made a lot of players quit. A lot of players couldn't play the decks they wanted to play. They just didn't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. And to me, that's heartbreaking. When a player gives up on the game because of the game itself, I think that is the worst feeling. I'm sure you guys can relate. There is no worse feeling than quitting Yu-Gi-Oh because of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, it makes no sense to me, but I understand. I've had many friends that have walked away from the game because of this, but I guarantee because of this update, they're going to be back. And the second thing is, of course, the time rules, but we're going to take what we can get. We're not going to grasp at straws. We're going to take what we can get. But for those of you that, are still, like, unfamiliar with what the rule is basically, like I said, you will no longer be restricted on having synchros, XYZs, or fusions just in the extra monster zone. You're going to be able to summon them in any of your 5 main monster zones. It's insane. However, if you are playing pendulums, unfortunately, you are still restricted. You are still restricted to not being able to spam out your pendulums in the like the main monster zones and whatnot. That does suck, but in a way, I kind of understand where they were going with this. So the way I look at this rule, I mean, I saw this and I screamed. I was actually at locals when this was getting announced. I was talking with all the guys and we were just like, this can't be real. We thought it was Japan only. And then the next day, they announced that it's for the TCG2. And it's not only that. We are getting this update the exact same day Japan is. When OCG gets it on April 1st of next year, we get on April 1st of next year. And there are so many things that are going to happen in the span of our time now here in December, pretty much almost in the new year, January to April. So there are things that people do need to realize. And I think that's something that needs to be covered more. I'm sure more channels will be talking about it, is that this is absolutely amazing news. There is no, I don't even know. It's like the greatest, kind of in a sense, Christmas present we could have ever gotten from the game. And I fully welcome it. I know the majority of you fully welcome it. If you are coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh because of this, comment down below and let me be the first to say, welcome back. Whatever deck you're playing, play your freaking heart out because I'm still trying to process all the decks I want to play. And you best damn believe I'm going to play Minerva. I'm going to play Minerva in some shape or form. I don't care if it's the best deck. I don't care if it's the worst deck under, the new rules again. Everyone knows how much I love that deck. And the ability to play it again is just, I'm still trying to process it. I'm ready to go get the prize card out and be like, it's time. It is time. Johnny, it's time. It is time to cook up some goo and play our deck again because I don't care if Snow's not a card anymore. I just want to be able to summon as many rank 4s as possible. Like, it is so insane. The thing I'll say is that the few things we do need to take away, the things that I wouldn't look at them as negative, but the things that we do need to realize is that, okay, this rule, it's amazing. Amazing. If you guys think it's amazing, give this video a like because I'm just like, I'm floored. Like, I think this is amazing. So I'm all for it. But the things that, I had to reel it in a little bit. I felt my tears, I felt my tears and I was just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Been playing in this format for so long and, the ability to, not be restricted by the Link monsters we play is going to be insane. I think Link monsters will still be played in some shape or form, but they will not be the dominant force that they are right now. But one thing I'll say, that the first thing thing I'll say is they cannot be denied that Link monsters are still very powerful. They are still very powerful, and they still will be played in some shape or form. So don't fully just give up on all Link monsters. Some of these Link monsters are still really, really strong, so I definitely would not sleep on them or get rid of them or anything like that. I think they're still going to be pretty good cards. Now, the thing I would say is certain cards are gonna suffer because of this. There are two cards that everyone's been sending around the internet, and it is true. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme and Chimera Attack Mega Fleet. These are two cards that are really gonna kind of feel the pain. And I say that because while I love Phantasme and while I feel Links are still going to be played, we know that the majority of players are going to sway more towards XYZs and Synchros and possibly Fusions, that they're going to, Phantasme is going to go down in play. One good thing, though, it might lower the price, and you guys can get it. If you guys want to get it, use my TCG player link. It's down in the description below. Keep an eye on it. I'm not even joking. Like, I think that card is literally going to go down, and it's going to be at a point where almost every player can pick it up. Another thing is, with Mega Fleet is just because, you won't be able to contact out of the extra monster zone, but it can still happen. It can still happen. So I wouldn't say that card is 100% dead, but it could still happen. Another thing is we need to understand that right now it is getting towards the end of December. Christmas is only a couple days away. This is until April 1st, you guys. That's 6 months away. We need to understand that. In 6 months, a lot can happen. A lot of ban lists can happen. We're supposed to get one in January. I'm sure we'll get one again in March or April, like right before, this new ruling update change takes place. We need to understand that. We need to understand that there is going to be another change. We have to be ready for it. We are not guaranteed to be able to play our favorite decks at full capacity, even with this new update. We need to understand that. We need to be open to that. We also need to understand that certain cards are going to get hit on the ban list. I think Simo said it best in his video and his talk about this. This will probably be one of the biggest lists we've seen in a really long time. And I say that because they're going to have to clean up a lot of things so that some of these decks do not get out of hand. There's no denying that cards like Junk Speeder and some of these other, decks that utilize all these synchros and whatnot got a huge buff from this. They're insane. Decks like Infernity, decks like Synchro Fusionist, the Junk Speeder deck, Mermails, being able to play, Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome is insane. I think Paleo's got a buff from this, being able to play multiple Toads. The Minerva deck, don't sleep on Lunalight either. They right now are the rank 4 deck, and now they're going to be a rank 4 deck that's not limited to 1 or 2 rank 4s. They can put as many out as they want. They can reborn 3 times a turn. Like, remember that, you guys. Don't sleep on any of even these decks that are being played right now. Now, what do I think this also does? I think that this does check, in a sense, a lot of the decks even before our first ban list. It makes it to where, okay, well, you may be able to build these boards with, your Link monsters and whatnot, but you're going to be able to break these boards just as easily now that you'll have access to extra deck monsters, in a sense, and I think that's super cool. Decks that I think get a couple buffs from this, I mean, my baby's Thunder Dragon. We're a fusion deck. We're not limited. We don't have to Link first. We could put out 3 Colossus, 2 Titan, and it could be, absolutely insane. However, another thing on that same spectrum is, remember, I think cards like Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, basically 2 out of the 3, maybe even all 3 of the 10 promos are going to see a lot more play. The reason is Nibiru cucks any of that. Like, literally, you summon 5 times, it's just going to take away the whole board. You have to still remember that Nibiru is still a card. You still have to remember that Dark Ruler No More is still a card. If you build this insane board of XYZs or fusions or whatnot, Dark Ruler No More can turn it all off, and then your opponent can just play through it. Remember that. While this is amazing, there are, limitations. There are things to take into account, and there are things that you need to realize is that, yes, this brings back Yu-Gi-Oh! To the way we remember it. There's nothing better than it, but be aware that, certain decks are going to get buffed from this. Certain decks may suffer in the process throughout the ban list because of this, and we just need to be ready. I think by making this change, they did a lot of kind of, in a sense, the player-based fan service, and I say that because so many players were discouraged. Players, who just, like I said, hadn't played in so long, gave up and didn't want to come back because of this, but I guarantee so many players will be back, and that is the greatest feeling in the world, and I honestly cannot wait. And I just had to get this out here and talk about it. I know you guys like the car video, so hopefully if you guys did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Fortunately, I got to go to work, but I had to talk about this. This video will be up soon, but I had to talk about this because I'm still processing it. I'm still processing it, and I am so excited, and I know the majority of you are too. There are so many decks that you can play again. It's going to be insane. What deck are you going to play under the new Master Rule? It may be 6 months away. Get your cards now. Get ready. And, welcome back to the game that we loved and enjoyed in Master Rule 3. It's time to do it all over again. I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.